We almost have we almost had a long weekend this week, but it was too much, you know.
Yeah, a little bit.
One Saturday too many.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, yeah, we're here. So hello, Angel. Welcome to the class. We're just waiting a couple of 2 minutes before starting. Hello, Claudia.
Good morning, no?
Hello, Claudia. How you doing?
Pretty good, and you?
Doing fine, thank you. So, how was your vacation?
I'm
But you know, don't cry, Claudia.
Oh, yes, why not? Allergy.
Oh, allergies. Oh, you have allergies?
Yes, a lot.
To what? To English?
To wake up early.
To wake up early and Saturday. Yeah, because you have a different time, right? What time is right now over there?
9.
Oh, okay, so yeah, that's different. Oh, we're 10 here. Huh.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Exactly.
Hey, in Chihuahua, right?
Yes,
En
Chihuahua.
Asunción, no. Where was it?
El entronque de Palomas.
El entronque. Palomas. Yes. Las famosas gorditas ahí del entronque.
Yes.
That's good, that's good.
Quedamos unas gorditas.
Sorry?
Solamente quedamos unas gorditas.
Ah, ¿ya no venden?
¿Se cree así? Todavía.
Porque
Aquí.
eso era de ley, salir en la madrugada de Casas Grandes y pasar en la mañana
A desayunar.
a desayunar y luego ya a Juárez.
Sí, sí,
Así,
no,
así
sí,
era
ya es tradición.
Sí, ¿no? Porque yo, digo, lo veo bonito porque es de mi familia, ¿va? Pero la verdad está re feo el lugar, pero...
Ah, sí.
Con todo respeto, pero yo lo veo bonito porque me trae muchos recuerdos de mi madre.
El entronque.
Pues todo lo que es entronque, Palomas, Juárez, Casas Grandes, no Casas Grandes. Y todos los Soto por allá, íbamos a ver a mi tío David y salíamos de nuevo, porque vivíamos en Nuevo. No es cierto, vivíamos en Casas Grandes. Y salíamos y pasábamos a almorzar y lo de ella. Y creo, entre sueños, así me acuerdo, que mi madre tenía una tía en el entronque, pero no sé si en el entronque o en Palomas o en, y le decía la tía Lancha.
Lancha.
Y fuimos a visitarla como 2 veces, una casa muy bonita.
Ajá.
Pero yo de haber tenido unos 5 años, yo creo 4.
No, pues ya llovió.
Sí. Digo, sí, pues sí, ya llovió más de 30 años, imagínate. Okidoki. Hello, Janice. I see your name and I remember Friends. Have you watched Friends, Janice? She's watching porn, I believe. Hello, Juliet.
No, teacher, good morning. Good morning. I'm preparing the class.
Okay. Have you watched Friends? Have you ever watched Friends? Yes, Chandler's eternal girlfriend, Janice.
And all his friends hated.
Yes, hated her. Yes, exactly. Hello, Julieta. How are you feeling today?
Hi, good morning. I'm good. What about you?
I'm doing fine, after like 2 weeks of vacation.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm okay. So what do you do? Anything interesting in your vacations? No, no going out or going to, I don't know, the beach or La Caldera, por lo menos. Los que son de aquí. No? Just resting? Kind of? Yeah, I know. It's difficult. Anyways, we have, I received your results, and I replied from in private. You're doing fine, eh? You're doing fine. Don't expect to have the 80 questions, correct. That's actually impossible. All right. So if you have 60-ish, then that means that you have a band 3, which is very good. Okay, so no, don't stress too much. Some of you, I asked to send me the number, but I think she's not here. Anyways, to send me the incorrect one, so I can see what topics we should work on. Okay. And for the new ones, it's one of the things that we need to always work on is grammar, right? And there was a question 2 weeks ago from one of the students if we can have the grammar presentation class review or given. Okay. So hello, Angel. How you doing? Nice meeting you.
Hello. How's it going?
Welcome to the class.
Thank you very much. I'm very good to be here.
Angel, everybody is Angel. Angel, everybody. Okay.
Hello.
And we still have missing a couple of the students, but I believe that's because it's too early. Well, it's not supposed to, but anyways. Can you see my screen? Not if you see it? Yes, cool. All right. So the topic is grammar analysis, okay? And this is one of the cocos of the English teachers. Let me explain why. Grammar, not the grammar per se, okay? We're talking about grammar as presenting grammar, because we're going to start from the premise that because we are English teachers, we know English. Okay? If you feel that you need to reinforce grammar for learning, check it out, for learning grammar, then you let me know. I'll send you some material, or we can work it out, some workshop in grammar or whatever, no? But this is different. This is how to teach grammar, and we are working on the premise that starting that we know grammar. Obviously, hold on a second. My dogs are getting crazy. Hey. Yeah. Sheesh. Anyways, the point is, okay, but don't expect, let me put it this way, don't expect that you will know 100% of the grammar. Let me ask you something, Claudia, do you speak English? Excuse me, do you speak Spanish 100%?
I don't think so. 100%?
Yeah, no, nobody. First of all, languages evolve. Remember the class on the phonetics, like last class?
Yes.
Languages evolve. Okay, so you don't speak 100% unless you're a linguistic and you spend 12 years studying one language plus every year, you know, you update your knowledgement, then you may say that you speak a language 100%. You know, if you're like a philosopher en letras or something like that, or linguistic, right? We're not, we're English teachers. So one or twice in your career, you will find a point in your life where you don't know a grammar point. Well, that's where we come into play the grammar analysis, okay? So we're going to learn how to present and how to prepare. Okay, so far so good? Yes, okay. This is just for the record. This is special for TKT module 1. Okay. Hello, Antonia. Hello, Anaí.
Hi, Professor. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. So a little bit of introduction. What is grammar? Let me ask you something, Grace, if you're not watching porn, can you...
Sorry, I forgot I didn't have my camera on.
Sí, excuses. Anyways, if I say the word grammar, what comes into your mind?
The structure that makes a language understandable.
Okay, the structures. Structure, what else? What? Let me see, Antonia, what comes to your mind when I say grammar?
I think the rules.
Okay, structure, rules, very good. Chema, any other comment?
Wait.
Spelling?
Spelling? Claudia, you said something, but I couldn't listen.
Yes, I think it's the way that you have to order to put together the words in order that you may correct.
Very good. Excellent. So all of those questions, answers are correct. Let me put it the definition. Can you read this? Anaí, per favore.
What is grammar? The grammar of a language is the description of the ways in which words can change their forms and can be combined into sentences in that language.
Very good. So check it out. Description of the ways. Right? Next one. Can you read it, Janice? Oh my God. I'm sorry. From French. I couldn't resist.
Okay, teacher. Grammar is sometimes defined as the way words are put together to make correct sentences. It's good a starting point and an easy way to explain mistakes. Thus, I am a teacher. It's grammatical, but I a teacher and I are a teacher aren't. We can also apply to the term grammatical to smaller units. For instance, when to go.
Very good, excellent. So so check it out. It's a good explanation. Let me put it this way. It's the easiest explanation to correct something. And then we're going to have it as for a sentence or an instance or whatever, you know. Went to gold.
Alexa, para.
Hold on a second, yes. Went to gold. Let me tell you something. People say that. Especially if you listen to a gringo or a black person or whatever, a native speaker that hasn't gone to the school, they say goat instead of went. Right? You can relate this to if you listen. I don't know. I like Will Smith. Well, you know, not him, but his movies. If you watch Bad Boys, he's supposed to be from the barrio, from the ghetto, and he repeatedly says, instead of You were, he said, you was. So yes, it could be a sentence, it could be a construction, conjunction, or something smaller. All right. What would happen if we didn't have a good grammatical language, Antonia?
You can confuse the people who listen to you.
All right. Angel, what would happen if we didn't have a good grammatical language or rules or structures?
For me, it's going to be more difficult to try to speak or to form a sentence. And I think that's not the, I don't know how to say, is that not polite when something else see what you write, what you wrote?
Right, very good. It happens in Spanish, no? El haiga, el vistes. It's not polite. It's not really correct. Well, it's not correct, but it's more than correct. It's really wrong, you know? So that
Teacher.
would, yes, who said that?
I think it's wrong. But sometimes, for example, the example that you said, the people can be understanding, you know what I mean? But how Angel said, is not polite, it's not correct. So we are trying to teach what is correct. Because in the language, there's many things or many words that are not correct. Like ain't is a word, but people said you can understand it, but it's not correct.
You know what they say, right? Ain't a word, and I'm gonna say it. Right? So yes, it is something that is okay. Remember this word through this topic: colloquial English, colloquial language, colloquial vocabulary. Hello, Giovanni. Hello, Arturo.
Hello.
Colloquial means from the streets, means informal. So in every language, even British, have colloquial words, colloquial vocabularies, and you know, expressions that are not correct. British, they have the instead of saying I have a car, they would say I've got a car, right? And it's really not, it's totally incorrect and grammatically, you know, in grammar, because you're supposed to say I have gotten a car. That's the correct form, and they use I have got a car. In US, no, you was, you were, you was. En español, el haiga, el vistes. People understand. The communication it's correct. It's colloquially correct, grammatically incorrect. So far so good? Okay, good. So the term grammatically structured is a specific instance of grammar. Examples: past tenses, noun plurals, comparatives, indirect speech, etc. Can you think of a structure that exists in English but not in Spanish? No?
Yo,
Yes, Claudia.
el carro verde.
All right, the order of adjectives. Very nice. Of course, simple. Who said that?
Sorry, questions.
Can you give me an example?
For example, in Spanish, we don't change like the words, like, do you eat an apple? We don't have that kind of structure for questions.
Good. It's not, we don't have auxiliaries, right? Good, excellent. Any other can you think of? By the way, in the order of adjectives, I will send you later after the class. And there are two rules, not just adjective goes before, but if you have more than two adjectives, hay un order. Eh? I think it's shape, color, size. We don't have that. but yes, it's different. Anyway, so bottom line, teachers, grammar in classes is important. Yes or no?
Yes.
Good, very good.
Yes.
A little bit of British humor. Can you read this, Giovanni?
So, who are you spending your birthday with? Don't end a sentence with a preposition. So, who are you spending your birthday with? Miss Grammar correcting, not knows which. Oh.
British. Thank you, Giovanni. Let me ask you something. The first question was it incorrect? It is incorrect grammatically. It is a rule that you cannot finish a sentence with a preposition. That's a grammar rule. Nobody follows it. Who are you working with? What are you thinking about? And many other sentences and questions finishing with a preposition that are incorrect. So why people use it? We explained in the beginning. It's what? What is the word?
Colloquial.
Very good. It's colloquial. It's informal. It's from the streets. Thank you. So why is it important? Oh, we discuss this. There are two main approaches when presenting grammar. Can you read the first one, Chema?
Dividing the whole English language into manageable bite-sized cookies and then introduce them to students, one cookie at a time, so that they gradually and systematically accumulate a complete picture of the language.
Very good. So, and that's what we normally do in English classes, right? We divide the grammar into manageable by size. In other words, one day adjectives, another day adjectives order, and then another day questions, and then another way is questions affirmative, and then questions negative, blah, blah, blah. Something smaller so the students can digest better the instructions. And the second approach, can you read it, is let me see, Arturo, you here? Probably he's working probably. Susana, can you read it?
Yeah, sure. Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Number 2, create an environment where a lot of a language, known and unknown, is met, mainly when doing speaking and listening tasks, and where the students are helped with new language only when they already have some awareness of it and have curiosity or questions about it.
Very good. This is called the inductive method. The students discover. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. So it's called discovery, and it's called the intuitive method. This is really good. This is really good only if students want to learn. Have you, I think Susana has, but not sure. Have you ever been in a class from Harmon Hall? Who was a Harmon Hall product? I don't remember.
No, I wasn't. I was Quick Learning.
Okay, Quick Learning is about the same thing.
Yeah.
Quick Learning, they do that. You know, they have their own how do you call it, their own classrooms. and then decorate it with lots of flashcards, but they don't tell you grammar.
Exactly. That's their marketing. They say crazy things like to teach, for example, present perfect. They say super yesterday, and I was like, this is present perfect. Why do we say super yesterday? No, it's because we don't teach grammar. And I was like, okay.
Exactly, and it's fine. It's okay. Only if, and two things, only if the students want to learn, because this number two approach for schools like secundarias or primarias, it doesn't work. Believe me, I've tried it doesn't work. Okay, why? Because students don't want to learn, they don't want to discover. It's boring. Okay, it's boring. Well, not boring, it's they don't want to be in the class. Azucena, you taught or assisted?
I was teaching there.
You were teaching, okay. So you were instructed not to teach grammar.
Yep.
And you were instructed to lead them into the students into discovering when and why to use the grammar. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes, of course.
That's the intuitive method.
When we arrived, when we reached the grammar levels, that it was preparation for TOEFL or advanced conversation or business and administration. And when I was telling them grammar concepts, the parts of a speech, they students were lost, and I needed to make like a chart where I said, okay, present simple is today. Past simple is yesterday. Super yesterday is present perfect. Super yesterday is past perfect. So I was like, they were confused. It worked, but they were confused.
Exactly. Let me put it this way. This method works only to speak English. You know, everyday English, not technical English. Okay. And secondly, again, and I emphasize this because in Mexico, we don't have those type of students. Students want to learn because they want to discover. Otherwise, it's going to be, like Azucena said, they're going to be lost in space. Anyways, so let's focus on number one. That's what normal is. If you know number one, obviously you would know number two. Okay, so we focus on number one, and then you will know all of them. So who determines what or how to teach the grammar? Number one is the Anaí. Yes, Anaí.
The institution. Some institutions promote the intuitive approach. Some other promote the teaching of grammatical structures.
Thank you. So the institution, unless you have your own school, the institution will dictate how to teach grammar. Like in the Kipling, I don't know if you have heard those schools. The Kipling, they have martes gramática, miércoles gramática. So they have their own days for grammar, no? Okay. Number two, Claudia.
Your group. How can a group influence in the way of teaching grammar? They may be one group that because of background or time or the day grammar is the easiest thing.
Very good. Have you taught a group at 7 in the morning? Who has? No one?
A group at 7 in the morning?
Yes, teaching a group at 7 in the morning.
Oh, yes, I have.
Okay, so tell us your experience teaching grammar.
Everybody is sleepy. Nobody wants to participate. You just give a speech, and it can be like day after day, and they don't get anything.
Excellent. And Y ya al final como que dices, okay guys, open your workbooks, page 58, exercise 1 to 12, let me sleep.
Yeah, and you end up modeling all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm supposed to do. But anyways, okay, now tell me if you have taught a class in the last hour of the day. I mean, like the last hour of the, school day. Like if you finish at 2, it's 1. Susana, you yourself?
Yeah, when I was there was an intensive course with a schedule from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. for people who work like, Godines.
Yeah.
And it was really rough. It was, of course, most of them wanted to learn because they were paying for that. But it was really hard. In that time, I needed to stop the class and get some games so they can get the idea because it's hard for them.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if it's like 7 to 10, at 9:30, they won't even pay attention to you anymore. They just, watching the clock or watching their watches and, expecting to leave for work. Okay. So anyways, yes, there are many factors that influence how to teach grammar. We are going to learn the ideal way. Okay? The ideal way to teach. Then you will adapt according to the institution, according to your program, according to your group of students, and so forth. Even your moods. Sometimes, ya que Antonia se peleó con el viejo y ya no quieren saber nada de la vida, y llega a la clase, y Antonia, híjole, she wants to be like 100%, but she's not. So those factors influence. At the end of the day, I was a teacher too, and I know. I had a fight with my girlfriend y así como que, órale, ni me hablen, ¿no? So it does influence. Okay, good. I'm just picking on you, Antonia. So another British joke, you rock, you rule. Again, British humor. So before teaching a grammar sentence, well, read this, Grace, please.
In order to present grammar, we need to understand it first ourselves and then prepare any presentation.
Simple as that. Before presenting something, prepare yourself. Why, Claudia?
It's important because how we can give something if we don't have it.
Okay, but it's simple present.
No.
Whatever it is, even as basic level, never, ever, ever walk into a classroom to present a grammar structure without preparation. Don't be too confident. Okay? Here, never present a grammar structure without analyzing it first. Avoid being too confident. Confident is okay. Too confident is dangerous for you. Even though Janice is an simple present. Yeah, well, remember, languages evolve, vocabulary evolve, and you don't know the new updates on a class. Okay? Save your analysis for future classes and always enhance and update your analysis. I promise these teachers, this is going to be you at one point in your career as teachers. I promise this. Sometimes your coordinator will say, hey, Karen, can you substitute a teacher and he's going to teach today embedded questions or tag questions. Vamos a ponerlo easier, tag questions. Y entonces Karen is like, of course, because we always say, of course, right? But then she's going to be like this, guess tag questions. That's okay. That's fine. You just need to prepare. All right? So first again? What time is it? Okay, good. So how do we conduct an analysis first? A ver, paréntesis aquí. This is not the grammar presentation. This is for you only, teachers. How do you present, how do you prepare a grammar structure for you? Number one, Angel, you here? Angel, no? Watching porn? Okay, so Giovanni, number one?
Names. How is this grammar structure called? Be careful of researching all names.
Very, very important. According to the book, depending of the book, depending on the country, it might have a different name. I remember one time, and I told you this experience before. Teacher, can you give a show class tomorrow in present progressive? And obviously, como yo soy bien bueno, dije, of course. Claro, sin broncas. And then I walk out of the school because, I was looking for a job. And then in my mind is like, what in the world is present progressive? Y espérense, en aquellos años, we didn't have Google. We didn't have, on nothing online. I mean, it was going to the library, pretty much. So it was very difficult to know what is present progressive. What is the other name for present progressive? Grace.
It's continuous.
Present continuous. Then when I crossed the city in the bus, because I didn't have a car, I crossed the city in a bus and I went to the library con mi libretita para aprender present progressive. I opened the book and I was like, oh my Lord in heaven. Present continuous. So research all the names for the grammar that you are about to present. Number two, Claudia.
2, concept, language content. It is the most important part of the analysis. Assign a concept or a language content to the structure. When are my students using the grammar structure? What are the situations in which my students produce the grammar structure?
Very good. These two questions are very important. When and in what situations, when and the how are going to use the grammar. Let me explain why. Don't be like the traditional teacher or the Kool-Aid teacher from the secundaria que entra al salón, ya sabes, el pizarrón y aquí ok, present continuous, verbo to be, el bonito, el bla, 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 el ing, copien esas oraciones, hagan 10 oraciones. Guess what? The students do it because they're students, right? He's the teacher and they need to pass the subject. Are they going to learn how to speak English? Let me put it this way. Are they going to learn really present continuous? No, because they don't know when and how use present continuous. So then you will assign a function. This is called, en español, y yo lo han escuchado 1,000,000 veces estos últimos años, educación basada en competencias. The competences their functions. When and how you're going to use the grammar. For example, if it's simple past, okay, simple past, assign a concept, maybe, for example, famous people in the past, or your last vacations, or your, I don't know, your last job, or what do you eat in the morning? Something that real functions, real competences, when it has to be with, my wife is here.
I'm sorry.
She has classes too in the moment. Pero estoy en su tocador, pero está padrísimo su tocador porque tiene luces.
He steals my spot.
So, me dice hasta chiquito, no, pues tan chino.
Sí se puede. Ready. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
No, my fault is because I stole. Está padrísimo su tocador. Tiene, ahorita se las enseño, les mando foto. Es de con espejo y tiene las luces así como tiktokero. Anyway, so if it's simple past, famous people, your last vacations. What if it's going to? What would be a function? Going to.
For plans.
Who said that?
Azucena. For
Azucena.
plans.
Yes, plans. The next weekend. I don't know. Today, dinner today. I don't know. There are many things. So students will actually recognize when and how to use going to. See my point? Let's give another example. How much, how many, when, what functions, how much, how many.
Shopping.
Grace. Sorry?
Shopping.
Shopping, very good. Shopping.
Yeah, I thought the same. Shopping.
Exactly. Going to, groceries and or maybe a restaurant, right? Or many things. So a real situation, real competences where students determine when and how to use the grammar point. Very good. Okay. Number 3. 3 and 4, Chema.
Number 3, grammatical structure, and number 4, rules, spelling rules, pronunciation rules.
Exactly. So then check the order. Before going into the structure, into the formula, primero, tell your students when and how to use grammar. It's very important. Otherwise, they're going to be lost. Okay. Number 5, Claudia.
Exceptions. Do we have exceptions in English grammar?
Do we have exceptions in the English grammar? Yourself, Claudia? Do you think
I don't remember one. Hold on.
we have thousands? Antonia?
For example, I think with regular verbs.
Más bien the irregular verbs, ¿no?
Exactly, but when the regular verb is different, the conjugation, la conjugación.
Yes. Every, let me tell you this is funny. Every irregular verb is an exception. So yes, we have lots and lots of exceptions in the English language. You need to learn them. Prepare before, because you will have a heckler in the classroom, ya sabes, un cerebrito que lo sabe todo. Y maestra, pero es que yo vi que en Bad Boys decía que you were. Y ya con los nuevos technology, they will have the cell phone with the YouTube part where it says that. And if you don't know the answer, or if you know the exception, if you're not prepared, te comen. Simple as that. All right. Just for the record, I explained that I think the last class in phonetics. English comes from 5 different languages. Okay. 17% is Latin. Mainly is an old German dialect. For German and English, it's similar, especially the old German, no? Thanka and thank you. No? And three Nordic dialects, no, for the Vikings. So it's a mix, it's a mixture. So lots of exception, lots of different words. Okay. Number 6. Antonia.
Divide the analysis into these elements to analyze. Number 6, possible activities related to concept.
Very good. What you need to know your students. What activities can you use for that concept? If it's last vacations, if it's famous people, whatever it is, okay? Anaí, number 7.
Possible problems when presenting grammar. Is it adapted to local students? Is it relevant to my students?
Excellent. Very good. And what is another problem when presenting grammar? And always is going to be the problem. No? Let me tell you this. Lack of vocabulary. Let me repeat it. Lack of vocabulary is not really a problem per se, because they're students. You're supposed to be teaching them. But always keep in mind and remember when preparing a class that one of the problems always is going to be lack of vocabulary. If you remember that, teachers, if you remember that, you will and then think in your students and write down and teach some of the words that you think they don't know. Y entonces, el clásico, Miss, ¿cómo se dice? Miss, how do you say? Would be minor. Obviously, if the class is asking, Miss, ¿cómo se dice? It's because they don't know. Whose fault is that?
AMLO.
Very good. Yes, of course, es AMLO. Fíjate, yo soy apolítico, siempre he sido apolítico toda mi vida. Pero no, este gobierno así de plano. Yes, I agree with you. And also the teacher, okay? If everybody is asking, Miss, how do you say? Miss, hey, ¿cómo se dice? That is your problem. 1 or 2 persons, 1 or 2 words, that's okay. But if everybody all the time, check it out. So lack of vocabulary is going to be your coco when preparing. Number 8 is the Chema.
Possible questions for our students. Why, teacher? Because that's the way it is. Don't say that.
Don't say that. Really. Prevent or anticipate students' questions according to the topic that you're teaching, according to the function, according to the grammar. Because if you don't, then you're going to be frustrated. And once you are frustrated, it's very easy to respond, pues porque así es. Pues porque así es el inglés. Maybe it is, but that's not an answer. You know what I mean? You need to have a better answer to do that. Well, what would happen if, or do you remember a teacher that used to say that? Do you have? Yes, Grace, can you tell us?
It was a Japanese teacher, but I mean, Japanese is completely different and it's very hard to understand some ideas because of the culture and structure, everything. But sometimes he was so frustrated that said, don't think about it, just accept it. Like, but
Yeah.
I felt frustrated because of that.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah. Okay, well, and you, okay, let me ask you this. Do you remember your teacher with a good attitude? Así que, ay, mi teacher. ¿Cómo aprendí de él? Si your silence tells you.
¿Cómo? Es que no sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Yeah, like for example, how do you remember your teacher? Was it a good class, a bad class? Did you learn? Would you recommend the teacher?
No, he was good for practicing, but not good for learning.
Okay, well, yeah, that's different. Good. See my point? All right, very good. 9. Azucena.
Sure. Which is 9? A joker?
Yes.
A joker. Why? Groups may be different, although having the same English level. Game.
Very good. What happens? You prepare a class in simple present, per se, and then you have it for a 50-minute class or a 60-minute class, whatever the institution dictates. And then you have 2 groups, one at 7 in the morning and one at the end of the hour. And at 7 in the morning, you have the 60-minute completed. But then in the last hour, you finish 5 minutes early. What do? Free class? What would happen if you give free class? Para empezar. Chaos and anarchy.
Yep.
Exactly. So you would actually then have a joker, you know, a game, tic-tac-toe, hangman, I don't know, something like to kill the time, obviously related to the topic. Okay. All right, very good. Something like this. This is actually mine. You can it's perfectible. You can ¿cómo se dice? Criticize it. And name, we're gonna check it. Name, can you read it, Claudia?
Present continuous, affirmative, and present form, present progressive.
Very good. One size cookie, one bite size, no? Present continuous, affirmative, tan tan. ¿Sale? No present continuous, affirmative, question, negative, no. Present continuous, affirmative, and present progressive. Love you more. Okay, so in the concept, Chema.
Actions in progress, actions in process, vacations, work, home, school.
Very good. Why actions in process and what actions in progress? For example, who likes reading a book? Who likes reading books? Grace, what are you reading right now?
80 right now, nothing.
Okay, very good. You got it. Okay, now what are you reading?
A 1984.
Okay, very good. So, see my point? Same grammar structure, different concepts. All right. Structure, Chema.
I'm playing soccer right now. She's sitting at her parents. Subject plus be plus present participle or gerund plus
Complement. Complement. Okay, rules. Antonia.
Number 1, add ing to the verb. Number 2, Verb finish S finishes E, delete E. Number 3. CVC, double the last C.
Okay, CVC means consonant, vowel, consonant. Like in jog, jogging. Like in run, running, no? Exceptions, Anaí.
Dying, I don't know how to pronounce.
No, that's great. That's okay. Dying. Very good. It's an exception. What is the verb to die? In this case,
To color your hair.
D-Y-E. Yes, Susana?
To color your hair.
To paint your hair. Right? So it's because it is similar to the other verb, you know, dying, to die. Then they don't have, you don't delete the E. So it's an exception. Possible activities, Janice?
Family vacations, what are they doing?
Very good. Number 3, possible problems. Next one, pardon, possible problems. Let me see who's, Giovanni?
Possible problems, lack of vocabulary, maybe not relevant for the student.
Very good, excellent. And possible questions, why the shining sun? Okay, let me explain. I had a poster with a seashore, and then a bunch of people with names, with the names and tags, doing activities. So you would say, I am running, or Pablo is eating, or Lupe is blah 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 blah. But in the title, it was something like a beautiful day under a shining sun. Y ya no falta el saberlo todo. Ay, teacher, ¿por qué shining sun no debería ser the sun is shining? Y entonces si te pones a explicar que se convierte en un adverbio, que en un adjetivo, que bla, 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 pues ya, se te fue la clase. I ended up covering el title. Ya mejor lo cubrí ya, me quité de problemas. And the Joker, Azucena.
Sorry. Mimic the, mimic the action.
That was for me the Joker. Okay? So far so good. So now we are going to no worries, Angel. We're going to check we're going to do an analysis together, okay? Some of you have had it, but I'm going to make it harder for you with advanced grammar. 2, 4, 6, 8. Pues lo vamos a hacerlo en pairs. Vamos a ver. Oh, wait. Whiteboard. Very good. So, let's see. Chema. Oy. What the? Chema and Angel. Then Claudia and Janice. Then Grace and Antonia. Then Anaí and Giovanni. Oh, que la canción. No, what happened? Bueno, anyways. Ahí, ¿en quién? Johnny, ¿va? Then, Arturo, are you going to participate? No, you're working, ¿va? Karen, are you going to be here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, okay. So Karen and Azucena. Karen and Azucena. Good. And then Cindy and Claudia. Good. Perfect. All right.
Harrison,
Yes.
I gotta go. I gotta
Oh, you gotta go.
Sorry. Yes, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Everything okay?
Sorry. Yes, it's okay, but I gotta go. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. If everything is fine, that's
Sorry.
fine.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, Mariana. Okay, Mariana. So then Giovanni.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. We understand. You know, I'm not important enough for you, but that's okay.
For me, your grandma
No,
advice.
it's because I have to come with my grandma.
¿Víctima? Ah, nah. Soy todo menos víctima. Okay, Giovanni.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice day. A good day, okay?
Thank you.
No problem, Giovanni. So I'll send you a message in the week for your exam.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Harrison.
No, thank you. All right. So Mariana, you're gonna work with Anaí.
Okay, thanks.
All right, cool. All right. So now let me. Ay, no le puse bueno. Chema. A ver, ¿cómo está aquí la onda? Aguántenme. Déjenme abrir las. Aquí tengo las. ¿Cómo quedaron? Imágenes. Yes, Chema and Ángel are going to be working in. Se los voy a poner aquí en el chat. Chema and Ángel. Third conditional. ¿Sale? Lo Claudia. No. A ver. Claudia. Oye, ¿dónde quedó? No. Bueno, Claudia, ¿con quién estaba?
Janice.
Claudia Jennings, ok. Claudia and Jennings. Vamos a ponerle passive voice in past. Grace and who? Antonia? Okay.
Yes.
Reported speech in past. Anaí and Mariana, ¿verdad? Embedded questions. Azucena and Karen, ¿verdad?
Sorry, Harrison, do we have to present information about the topic?
Yes, we're doing an analysis.
Okay.
Okay, good. Azucena and Karen, and you're going to have second conditional. Está fácil. Conditional. And then Rocío and Cindy, correct? Hello, Rocío. Good night.
Sorry for being late.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. As I said, I'm not important enough. but
No. Come on.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay. So, Cindy and Rocío, vamos a ponerle will versus, no, gerunds for adjectives, as adjectives. Adjectives. I creo que lo misspelled, pero bueno. Ok. Alrighty. ¿Está bien? I'm going to open the otro 5. Assign. Entonces, Chema en Ángel. Chema, Ángel. Then, Claudia and Janes. Claudia, Janes. Grace and Antonia. Then, Naid, Azucena. No es cierto, Naid, Mariana. Then, Azucena, Karen. Rocío and Cindy. Okay, so I'm going to be sending you the invitations for the breakout rooms, and it's 11:10. You want to take a pee break? Yes. Okay. So let's do this. I'll send you the invitation for the breakout rooms. Accept, and then you leave, and we come back at 11:25. Okay. All right. Okay.
¿Cómo se llama?
We are everybody here, right? Yes, I think, yes. Okay, cool. All righty. So, was it difficult? So? More or less?
More or less.
More or less.
Kind of, sort of. Okay, good. Okay, before continuing, let's take the selfie because we're here, everybody. We take a selfie every day, every Saturday, Ángel. All right, a la de tres. 1, 2. Nice. All right, I'll send it in a moment. Okay, so Chema and Ángel, off you go. Illuminate us.
Okay. So Chema and I did this for you. And we are going to talk about the third conditional. So we can call it in different ways, such as the first one, third conditional, the second one, past unreal conditional, and the third one, past hypothetical conditional.
Okay, and the concepts, it falls on mainly under imaginary situations, things that could have happened if something else happened first. It's used also as a form in the form of criticisms, or also to express some kind of regret or for something you didn't do before.
Very good, very good.
So in a structure, we can start with the with if plus past perfect, and we can add for the complement would, could, might, plus the verb in perfect form, plus the last one with past participle. We can give, or we can, we have this example right here. If it had rained, you will have gotten wet.
Very good.
For the rules, well, it's pretty self-explanatory in the structure since there's not really any specific set of rules beyond what you have to use. The past, mostly third conditional on past perfect, and the complement that can be in past perfect, participle, or progressive.
Yeah, and we have some exceptions like modal verbs. We can use not only with past participle, we can use it also with modal verbs, as we show in the example. We can say, if I had known it, I would not be here now.
Yeah, well, that's it is an exception, but it now is considered, and you can Google it, everybody. excuse me, as conditional zero. Okay, it used to be an exception, but now it's considered a conditional zero. It's a hybrid.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, languages evolve. It's actually incorrect grammatically, but it's acceptable right now.
Okay.
Okay, good. Good research though.
Thanks.
Okay, continue.
Moving on to possible activities, we thought of mostly talking about fantastical situations like letting imagination fly. For example, asking the students, what would you do if you had won the lottery? Or maybe sending it a little bit more, what would you do if you had won the lottery 5 years ago, for example? Like, where would they be now?
Yeah, and we have possible problems like the number one, lack of vocabulary, and number two, possible problems understanding the correct tense to use.
For possible questions, the only doubt we could come up with was, do we have to use it only with perfect forms? Since that seems to be like the main part about the structure.
I would add, that's because of it happened to me, that every time you teach conditional, you need to do a recycling of the modal verbs. When to use would, when to use could, and when to use might, because they're different. You know, it's not the same. They're really similar, but not the same. I remember would. It's would is desire, could is ability, and might is options. No. And every time you teach conditional, you need to reinforce that. Okay.
Okay.
And Joker?
Joker could be a situation like maybe drawing certain situation on the board.
Drawing certain situations, okay. Car crashing, or a bottle of whiskey and no exam because you're overslept. Many situations. Okay, I like it. Thank you very much. All righty, cool. Azucena and Janice. Yes? Yes, okay.
Karen.
I mean Karen, por eso digo que Azucena and Karen.
Yep. Let me share. Can you see the chart?
Yes.
Okay, Karen, do you agree if we say one on one? No, Karen has a problem with her microphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the name is second conditional. The concept is imaginary situations. The structure is if plus subject plus verb in simple past plus complement plus comma plus subject plus would plus verb in base form and complement. Rules. Karen, do you want to read the rules?
Yeah. Number one, use a verb in past tense after life. Number two, use a comma after the first sentence. Number three, use a verb in base form after the affluent rule.
Okay, the exceptions. What you were saying about the third conditional and depending on the auxiliary verb, depending on the auxiliary verb is the possibility that we have for that thing to happen. So we wrote in exceptions, use the auxiliary verbs might or may, depending on the possibilities of the situation to happen.
You're missing one important rule though.
Oh my gosh, which one?
I don't know, who wants to help them?
Use
it's very important.
One of the rules?
Yes. Or exception. It depends on the book. It says exception or rule. It has to do, I'll give you a hint. It has to do with personal pronouns. Let me be more specific. It has
Where?
to do- Exactly.
Okay, yes, got it. Okay, it would be
It's either exception or rule. It depends on the book, actually.
uh-huh. Use the verb to be in past tense. Use the verb to be where, or I would say, well, yeah, where.
Don't make it complicated. Use where, exactly. Use where.
Use where for every person,
Yes,
for every subject.
exactly.
Thank you.
If I were, if she were, if she were, if she were, blah, blah, blah. Now, be careful in this one because gringos or American, excuse me, native speaking, English speaking, native English speakers, they do
With
was.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so for example, one of my favorite songs ever is More Than Words from Best Life, Westlife, or Stream, either way, and they use was, if I was, no? So anyways, but yeah, the rule is word to everybody.
Okay.
Continue.
And the activities is like with the magic lamp to choose 3 wishes. And we were saying like somebody wishes to be rich, and then the genius would ask, why would you like to be rich? Well, if I were rich, I would buy a mansion.
Good.
And giving some examples.
If I had a jet, I will travel to Dubai. Nice.
Garden.
Okay, positive problems. Number 1, confusion. And number 2, lack of knowledge about verbs in past.
Yes, yes, that's pretty much it. And every time you teach second conditional, you need to recycle or practice the irregular verbs. Okay, so yes, that's a problem. Continue. Oh, sorry.
The next one is positive questions. Number 1, do we add ing to the verbs? Number 2, does the verb change?
Good.
And the Joker, it was like showing pictures of famous people and saying sentences like, if I were Shakira, I would travel around the world. If I were Cristiano Ronaldo, I would be millionaire.
If I were teacher Yerson, I was super handsome. Things like that.
And so on.
Okay, cool. Super sexy. All right, cool. All right, perfect. Very good. Like it, just make sure to teach the where thing for the second conditional. It's important.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. All right. So that's Azucena and Janice. Who's your partner? Claudia? No. Sí, ¿verdad? Janice and Claudia. Okay, cool. Janice? Yes. Okay.
Okay, our naming the word is passive voice in past. The concept is the way to express when the person or people who do the action are unknown or unimportant or obvious. In this case, the action itself is more important than the person, people who do it. The structure in active is subject, verb to be plus complement. And passive is object plus verb to be plus past participle. The rule, well, the rule we have to use the subject and the verb to be in past. No, sorry. The rule is the verb to be has to be in the same tense as inactive. Okay, exceptions. We don't know what is exception, but I found it some. It's not always the verb ends with ed. Some exceptions to the ed rule are words like pay, not to pass in pay it, and driving, not to pass to drive it. Not always, I don't know. Possible activities. Possible activities, we found in some is like a crime scene, like Michael Jackson. I don't know, we have some question in this crime, like who did it, what he found in his apartment. I don't know, but some questions. It's like a possible activity. Possible problems is like a vocabulary, and the students don't know the structure or the change from the active to passive. Possible questions, why we have to use double past verb to be in past and the participle. And finish the joker. To give cards with clues to the students, and one of them have to discover who is the criminal. One of the students is the criminal and he knows it, but all the students or the other students have to guess who is the criminal in this group. So maybe it's all.
Okay, teachers, attack. Give feedback. I have a couple of comments, but I like to see yours. No?
I think it's very complete.
Who said that?
Rocio,
What happened? Can you repeat that?
I think it's complete.
Yeah.
I really like it.
No, I repeat it because I don't know. You sounded like thank you, Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato.
I think it's okay. I
Okay.
love her Joker.
Yeah, the Joker is fine. I have a comment though. Anyone else want to participate? Jump in, no? Okay. Yes, Asuna.
I was well, I don't know what they mentioned about the exceptions.
They didn't have any
exceptions. It's a verb, like the determinants with ends in et. Not always finish a verb with et.
You mean the regular, no?
Yes. Right. Okay, so you should, it's because you can use regular and irregular verbs. So I'm not sure. Bye.
Sorry.
Yeah, your exception would be regular verbs. Now, I do have a comment. And I don't have, or at least you do, but I don't. And the concept, I don't see, I see the description, but I don't see the function, the competence. Like, for example, our previous themes, imaginary situations or things like that. When and where will you use it? No?
It's because we can use it when we are talking about the past, but we don't know. We don't know who made it.
Yeah, but give me the situation.
For example, who cleaned my house? Who cleaned the room? My mom or my dad or my brother? I don't know. But
So
we see that it's clean. So we are asked to.
You need to give them a situation to the students. Remember, real life situation. So, for example, we are going to, I don't know, following your example, we are going to give maintenance to the school. I'm going to write a report tomorrow. So I don't know, the gate was painted by, the roof was fixed, the swimming pool was filled, I don't know. But give them a situation where they actually can use it. Otherwise, you're going to be like the Kool-Aid teacher that walks into the classroom. Okay, this is passive voice, el verbo en pasado, copy this. Now, give them something to think about and use their critical thinking.
So in concept, so we have to put what?
And concept is the description and the competence or the function. We discussed it at the beginning of the class. For example, we said how much, how many, shopping. Past tense, famous people. I don't know. Okay, so give him a concept, like for example, this passive voice, you give the description, that's fine, and then you write the maintenance to the classroom or to the school, or I don't know. There are thousands and thousands or examples. Like for example, wedding planners, they love, especially if you're teaching teenagers. You're a wedding planner. Give me a report. Oh yes, the cake was made yesterday. The band was ready since blah 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 blah. Or you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I understand. It's the concept of the activity, not the concept of passive voice in past. You know?
Exactly. It's called, and the book says that it's a function. Okay, en la SEP dicen que es una educación en competencias. The same thing, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, now. And secondly, in the part of rule, you need to teach always the by. ¿No? O sea, the classroom was painted, paréntesis, by Chema. Okay, porque that comes into the, although it's not important, yes, important, like you said, it's obvious, but students need to know that you can use by and the doer. Okay? Pretty good, thank you.
¿Cómo detengo aquí?
You may stop sharing. Okay, so now it's Grace and Antonia.
Yes, but so first we had to work on reported speech. So the is reported speech in past.
Okay.
Okay, concept. Say what someone told us in the past, or promises or recommendations someone told us.
And for the structure, we have the subject. Then we have the reported speech word, because we can, for reported speech, we can use what someone said, what someone wrote, what someone, other kinds of communication. And then the rest of the sentence, what the person said.
Rules. Number 1, personal pronouns change. For example, yeah, something say, I eat rice. Change when you say, she told me she ate rice. Number 2, direct speech repeats the exact words the person used or how we remember their words. And number 3, indirect speech, the speaker's words are changed to past. Now, exceptions.
So for the exceptions, when it's a general truth, we don't change the verb. For example, knowledge is power. We can say like, oh, I was talking to her and she said that she told me knowledge is power. So that part of the sentence doesn't change to past because it's a general truth.
Possible activities. We can use a news, the TV, I don't know, or internet, or on the web, and the student describe that news, the reporters.
For possible problems, we have that maybe the students don't know many verbs in the past, or they don't know like regular and irregular. So also lack of other vocabulary.
Possible questions. The students, for example, vocabulary, or questions like, how do you say some verb in past? How students forget how to conjugate the tenses.
And for the joker, we could read some reviews about a restaurant or a movie and then say what the person in the review who wrote or said the review said.
That's all, thank you.
Okay, very good. Now, comments, teachers. No comments? Guys? Okay, then I go. Concept sets what someone told us in the past. That sounds more like a description than the concept. In what situations would they actually use reported, indirect reported speech?
Oh, sorry. I think we couldn't write it, but we said promises and telling recommendations someone gave to us or experiences someone told us.
Like in what situation?
For example, describing our friend's vacation, or yeah, describing our friend's experiencing something.
Claudia?
No, somewhere. I said somewhere. Experience somewhere.
It's very important, your concept, teachers, because that's going to be based, your class is going to be based on the concept. Okay? If you said something very good, reporting my friend's vacations. Very good. I used to do in this class a reporter from a news program. Okay, you know, something where it's real situations where they actually use it. And this part, you write it. Then when the time comes, when you need to plan the actual class, is easier because then you have the activities done. That's the secret. Okay, all right. Other than that, pretty good. I like it. All right, good. Anaí, Mariana.
Sure.
Yes, Rocio, I'll send it to you.
Well, first of all, we have to say that was a little bit confused because it's the first time that we were checking this topic. So we did our best. Let's start, please, Anaí.
Okay. The name
this is actually one of the hardest because we don't have that in English and in Spanish.
Okay. The name is invited question or two indirect questions.
The concept is a noun clause and can be used similar way to a noun. For example, we can use it as clause. Normal questions, where does she work? We can apply the topic in some specific situations. For example, when when the students ask for some information.
The structure in an embedded question, the question inside the statement or other questions follows a sentence pattern instead of a question pattern. Sentence SB, patterns BS.
Then we have the rules. Rule 1, if the embedded question is part of a statement, use a period and not question mark at the end of the sentence. Also, if the question is in the present or past simple verb tense, omit the auxiliary verbs do, does, and did. Change the verb to its appropriate form as in the example below.
Exceptions. Most embedded questions, the WH portion of the questions stays grouped together with the rest of the converted questions. Example, what time is it? Makes, do you know what time is it? It is, sorry. However, the rule seems different when do you think is used. Example, what time is it? Makes, what time do you think it is?
Then we have possible activities, for example, where, and letter B, I'm not sure where Jenna went.
Possible problems, rewrite these questions form. You can start the sentences with one of these beginnings. 1, where are you from? 2, when is her birthday?
Possible questions, where is your mind telling me? Do you know what qualifications you need to apply?
And in the Joker, we can do a board game, like the image, and some questions like the first one. Do you want to be Christian? No, I prefer to be Messi.
Harrison, your microphone is off.
Mariana.
Yes.
Explain to me again the concept in your own words.
I understood that is like a question that you do like an indirect form. I mean that, for example, what time is it? But you don't say what time is it. you have to like I don't know the example exactly, but it's like you don't say the question yes, you try to say the question in different form or in different with another words.
Okay, Anaid?
Yes, and maybe we can use when we want to ask something in a polite way.
Thank you, very good. When you want to ask something in a polite way, that is embedded question. It's a question that is inside another question. Okay? I'll give you an example. I don't know, the direct question is, what time does the class start? No? An embedded question would be, hey, Antonia, do you know where the class starts? That's an embedded question. Okay, there are two types of, like you said in the instruction, there are two types of embedded questions. One is questions within questions and questions within statements. Same example. What time does the class start? That's a direct question. An embedded sentence would be, hey, Antonia, I wonder what time does the class, what time does the class starts? It's not a question, it's a sentence, but I'm asking you. Okay, so put it that way, rethink all of your presentation and start with the concept because you haven't given me a concept. Okay, do it for homework. All right, so stop the stop sharing the screen, please. Good. And finally, who's quién es? Ah, ya pasaron todos. No, Rocío. Rocío and Cindy, I'm sorry.
Okay. My partner made, I don't know how to call it in English, a table. And she's going, can you listen?
Yes, we listen.
So
Table,
because my internet
is correct.
Too bad. Okay.
But you can use.
Bueno, tengo la foto en la tablet, pero no sé compartirla. ¿Cómo la hago?
No, igual nada más, dínoslo.
Compartir. Ay, ya la encontré.
So sorry, I'm wearing the microwave and I almost had an accident. Can I read it? We got gerunds as adjectives. I think we got troubles with because we are just defining her. So we are not sure about the concept, but this is going to be about. That's right. On the structure, we have his swimming pool. Read an interesting book. For rules, we got Jerome before the noun. We don't have
Casi no te escucho.
we were not sure about it. Oh, hi, my internet is too bad.
Yeah, because you sound like a robot. Like yo Tarzan to Jane.
Okay. Can I speak because my internet is terrible?
Yeah, go ahead, Cindy.
Okay, possible activities, look for nouns, look for verbs. Possible problems, students may confuse with verbs and gerunds. Possible question, don't have this information. Joker, give the picture and identify which ones will help them do exercise and make a prayer.
Make a sentence, ¿no? Prayer es en la es de la iglesia.
Okay, make a sentence.
Yes. Digo, también pueden hacer oración, ¿no? Pero okay, now teachers, comments. No? Okay, I'll go then. Maybe you said that, but I couldn't really understand what you said. Your concept, we didn't have a concept per se. You have the description, but and what would be your class about? See, what would be the topic of your class?
Probably talking in a gym. Could be the topic of the class, a gym environment. And students have to look out for new words. For example, training machine, tennis shoes, swimming pool, and they have to be talking about that environment.
Very nice, liked it, very nice. Yes. Or I was thinking maybe in a library, it's a boring book and an interesting book. Perfect. Excellent. All right. Now, and for the ones that actually, I don't know if you check it in the structure. In the structure, it says he dived in the swimming pool. Just for you to know. That is British, almost rare. It is valid. Most commonly in USA is dove. He dove into the swimming pool. But it's correct, dived. Okay, también, it's correct. But
that's my idea, sorry.
No, that's okay. It is correct. Now, it's just that it's more like on the Cambridge books, more British. Okay, cool. All righty. Excellent. You can stop. Okay, thank you. Yeah. All righty. So questions? No? Okay, for homework, you're going to keep your analysis, and then you're going to complete it or modify it according to my suggestions, if applicable, if I give you suggestions, and then keep it because we're going to need it for the next class, because now we're going to transform that into an actual class. Okay, cool. Any other comment? No, pretty cool class. I like it today. Yes, Mariana.
I didn't understand. Do we have to keep the work that we did today for the next class because we're going to use it to do a class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Mariana.
Yes,
For
thank you.
no, thank you. Alrighty, then it was a very cool.
For the next class, me, Claudia.
Yes, okay.
So for the next class, we're gonna do it in pairs as well.
Yeah, you're gonna work with the partner too.
Okay, very good.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to connect during the week or
No. The actual homework is to modify or to add or to correct whatever my comments were in this class for your work. If I didn't give you any suggestion, don't change anything.
Okay.
Okay, that's the homework. And then because on the next class, we're going to use that to transform it into an actual class. All right. I'm going to send you the link so you can see it again if you have any questions. Have any questions right now? No? Pretty cool class. I'm here in the WhatsApp too for you, and have a nice weekend. Drink a lot, party a lot, have sex, now you Grace. And the rest, have fun. See you around.
Harrison, I have a question.
Yes, Mariana.
Next week is gonna be the Teacher's Day. Are we going to have classes?
Is Teacher's Day this week? Es el 15, ¿no?
I'm just asking you.
Yes.
Yes.
A ver. Sí, es el 15. Bueno, lo discutimos en el WhatsApp. Digo, no es obligatorio, ¿eh? Entonces, obligatorio como la semana pasada no es. Pero lo dejamos, piénsenlo y me dicen en el WhatsApp y lo reponemos o lo damos, cualquiera de los dos. Si estuviésemos en presencial, pues haríamos un festín con rocola, tequila y todo el rollo, pero bueno. We're not, okay?
Maybe we can do a party.
Yes, a virtual
party.
Maybe. Yeah, that sounds good. Sí, yo todos los años en Teacher's Day, excepto este año, obviamente, hago un mega fiesta en my school. Anyways. Oh, well. So, we'll do it on WhatsApp, okay?
Okay, see you guys. Have a good weekend.
Bye, thank you.